In this video, I'm going to show you how you can find cheap flights with Google Flights. I'm going to show you 3 different tricks and methods that you can use which you might not know about. So first, we need to go over to Google Flights. Now, the first thing that I recommend you do is open up your web browser and go to an incognito window, and then just type in Google Flights and head over to the first one, which will obviously be Google Flights. Now, if you use it in incognito, you haven't stored any cookies and Google Flights doesn't know anything about you, so they're going to give you lower prices. If you keep going back on your regular browser every day and checking the prices, naturally the airlines are going to raise the prices because they can see that you're interested in flights and the demand is higher. So first things first, go to incognito and then go to Google Flights. Now, there are 3 different methods of finding flights, and I'm going to cover all of them in this video, so stick with me and you'll find a method which works good for you. So the first method, let's say we want to fly on a specific day, but we don't really care where we fly to, we just want to fly somewhere cheap. So if we go to Google Flights, we type in then our airport, which I'm going to just fly from Bangkok. We don't really care where we fly to, and we want to fly here on, let's say, November the 6th to the 13th. Click done, and obviously that's going to be a week. Now, if you leave where to blank and then click explore, what that's going to do is it's going to find you all of the different flights that you can take from November the 6th to November the 13th. Let me change my currency here. Okay, so I've just changed my currency to something that everyone can understand. So now you can zoom in onto this map, and this map is interactive and it's going to show you all of the different flights that you can take. Now, let's say we want to find somewhere in Southeast Asia. So if you zoom in to Southeast Asia, you're then going to be shown all of these different airports and prices of places you can go, right? And you can go ahead and zoom in even more to find smaller airports and maybe flights that aren't common. So we can also look on the left here and you can see some of the results. So you can see we can fly on a round trip to Chiang Mai for £59. We've got Hong Kong, 115. These are all really good priced flights. You got Ho Chi Minh City. And if you go ahead and click on these, you can see your dates and you can see the price. Now, it's also going to tell you if this is a good price or not. And depending on the demand and when you're trying to fly from, it might be high. Now, this is high. A low price will be below £75. So go ahead and use this method if you don't have a destination in mind and you have fixed dates that you want to go somewhere. So you have a holiday on work. Use this method and just look around the world and look where you can fly to for cheap. Maybe we want to fly to Da Nang for £89. So once you've found your flight, if you then click on the flight that you want to take, which is going to be the cheapest one, and click on it, click on the return ticket, and you can see now we've got a return ticket from Bangkok to Vietnam for £81. So that's method number 1. Now let's go back to Google and type in flights. Now the next method is, say you're flexible on what dates you want to go, but you have a specific destination in mind. So again, let's take Bangkok and let's say we want to go to Vietnam, right? And we don't really care what airport we go to in Vietnam, but we want to go to Vietnam. And if we then click on departure, we can check out the dates for specific times of year. So let's say we want to go in November, let's just say 8 to 15. Once you've put in your dates, it will then obviously tell you the prices. Again, I need to change my currency. And the reason I'm doing that, by the way, is not to get it any cheaper. It's just to show you in pounds, which a lot of you understand more than Thai baht. Now we've got base search entered. We can now click on the dates. And now if we go to flexible dates and we go, let's say we want to fly in November for a week, it's then going to try and find us the best flights that we can take. So if you click on Hanoi, you can see this is a good price. The price is typical. And that's going to fly us from November the 9th to November the 15th. You can see this is a pretty good price here. Now, if you go back to specific dates, I'm not sure why it isn't loading for me, but most of the time you'll get the prices of the dates shown here. It isn't working for me for some reason, but Google Flights usually shows you the prices just on the dates here. Like it will show you the cheapest price. And now finally, the best method, if you go to flights, you then scroll down and you go to this map icon and click on it. What we can do is we can remove any of these search terms and we can go anywhere. We can then go to the date here and choose flexible dates. And let's say we want to go anywhere in November for 1 week and we want to find the cheapest possible flight. We can then click done. And it's going to give us all of our potential flights that we can take and we can choose the cheapest one. So you can see we can fly to Chiang Mai round trip for £44. Sydney, 316. We can fly to Singapore for £82 return, which is so cheap. Phuket, £49 return. And obviously you can drag this around and you can fly to Seoul for £179 return. So click on the destination you want to go to. You can see it loads all of them here. And then you can see prices are currently low. It's found us a low price. That's because we've used a flexible booking and we've told it we can fly anywhere. This is the way that you can get cheap flights, is by being flexible and being open to flying anywhere. So that's how you can use Google Flights for cheap flights. I hope that was an introduction that gave you some value. Let me know in the comment section below if it did.